Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Episode number 37 of my AI Love Affair. My name is Ronsley, and today is an episode that I get requested a lot. If I'm new to artificial intelligence and I don't know where to begin, where do I start and how do I begin? This is for every person that's thinking that getting into artificial intelligence is hard, and I want to break it down for you. I want to make it simple. And in this tech stack, I'm going to show you how you can get some amazing results with artificial intelligence, some of the platforms that I already use. Come, let's learn. Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to this podcast, my AI Love Affair. Consider this podcast your digital compass, guiding you through the labyrinth that is business growth using artificial intelligence. Running a business as a creative can sometimes be like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But what if you had a secret tool that could align all the colors for you? That is AI. It's like a master key unlocking multiple doors. Thanks for being here. Let's learn. Okay, so you're a creative entrepreneur or a creative in general, and you're looking at ways to use artificial intelligence. You don't know where to begin. I'm going to show you how to get started, the accounts that you should be creating. And we're going to go through some really interesting things because not only can you use artificial intelligence for text generation, there are some other things that you can do inside artificial intelligence where you can do some really creative work where you don't have to worry about using mind space and you get artificial intelligence or the machines to do all the thinking for you. So if you don't know, I spoke about in a previous Tech Stack episode 31 about the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and GPT-4. There's this difference, and I speak about it in the Tech Stack on episode 31, so go check that out. The first thing I want to talk about is AI chat. There are different types of artificial intelligence. The first is AI chat. The next is image generation using artificial intelligence, and then a whole bunch of different tools that I use that are artificial intelligence to do some really amazing work. Okay, so AI chat, there are different types. Most of us know about ChatGPT, but I'm going to give you 5 different ones for you to look at. The first thing to do with an AI chat is you sign up for an account. Once you sign up for an account and you're already in, you start with some plain verbs to get things going. So if you can see here, this is a new version of GPT that gives you some starting points, right? So AI chat, very simple, 3 steps. Sign up for the account, start with plain verbs, and then use follow-ups to get what you're after. Okay, let's start with the accounts. There are different accounts that you can create. The first one is ChatGPT. Next is Claude 2, and show you how to get into Claude 2, as well as Bard, Bing Chat, and Llama. So let's start with ChatGPT, which is on my left-hand side, openai.com, or just Google ChatGPT. Google any of these, and you'll be able to get there. Now, if you look here on the left-hand side, this is ChatGPT. You can use 3.5, which is super fast and very useful. Again, go to episode 31 and check out the difference between 3.5 and 4. 4 has other interesting things that you can do over and above the results that you're trying to create, which is advanced data analysis. So this is ChatGPT. Okay, so what I want to show you is Claude. If you go to claude.ai, you will be able to get this. Now, if you are stuck like me in a different part of the world that's not the United States, and Anthropic hasn't opened your part of the world to access to Claude, then I would suggest using a VPN and using an IPsec connection to connect to the United States and getting access to Anthropic, which is Claude.ai. I'm going to show you what I've done with Claude 2. Now, Claude 2 is extremely powerful. So I had a really great training that a friend of mine, Taki Moore and Kevin Hutto, who unfortunately passed away during COVID, did a long time ago. I wanted to bring back that training. So I put the whole transcript in here, which is the transcript. And I said, this is a transcript of a training. Can you extract the methods used in this training? And it gave me the methods used in this training, which was the main Hydra Facebook strategy, which is exactly what I wanted because I wanted to program that into WriteFlow. And if you see here under content flow, the Hydra breakdown is coded from this particular chat. Now, this is extremely powerful when you take any sort of training and ask it to break it down and then apply that training to your business. So that was Claude. The next thing I want to show you is Bing Chat. Now, Bing.com, and you go to chat, and if you have a Hotmail account, you can use that. But you can see here inside Bing that there are different things that you can do. You can ask the same sort of questions that you can ask all the other platforms, but it's very simple in the sense that you give it a prompt and you ask it for a response. And that is better than using search because it's actually thinking for you. And here within Bing, it's got some really interesting differences to ChatGPT and Claude, where it gives you references and it searches the internet, which, unless you are enabling plugins on GPT-4, you don't have access to the internet, and you don't have access to the internet on Claude 2. So that was Bing Chat. The next thing on our list is Bard. This is a Google product, and bard.google.com is Google's response to ChatGPT, Claude, and all the different other AI chat forms. So you can do something similar, just like in ChatGPT. You can use Bard, you can use Bing, you can use Claude. But there's another one, which is Facebook's, and it's called Llama 2. Now, Llama 2 is a bit complicated in the sense that for Llama 2 in particular, you have to install it. You have to get a GitHub account, install it, know how to run Python, put it on your computer, and then locally run it. Instead, what you can do is you can get a program called POE.com. Just go to POE.com and get it. And it's a regular subscription. Inside POE.com, you get access to different bots, from Midjourney to Claude to GPT-4 to GPT-4 32K access. You get access to Llama 2, and you get access to some pretty cool things inside here, the different bots, and you can explore some pretty cool bots that have already been created by other people. Now, inside Verbs, the thing that I want to stress here is people start to think about prompts. And I want you to not think about prompts, especially when you're getting started first. You just start with verbs. So you're going to ask AI or the chat of the different things that you want it to do. You want it to recommend things for you, recommend places to see, recommend tools that I need to look at, recommend websites I need to check out. Then you can ask it to plan my 3 days in a different country, plan my project where I'm starting a new podcast. There are different things that you can use to plan, and you can ask artificial intelligence to do that. Number 3, explain. Now, there are some times we come across concepts that are difficult to explain, even ones that we already know, but we want to explain to other people. Explain this concept to me like I am a creative entrepreneur learning to use artificial intelligence for the first time. Explain new ideas to me. Explain this YouTube video to me. All these are things that you can actually ask ChatGPT or different accounts, Claude, Bard, all of them to actually do for you. The next thing you can do, which most people think about first, is write. So they're thinking of content creation. Write me this, write me that, write me like this. So you're going to use these verbs to get the most out of the accounts you've created. Brainstorm for me is an absolute gold mine. If you're thinking to ideate, never start from a blank page ever again. Brainstorm with artificial intelligence so that it gives you different perspectives that some of them you might not even have. So these are 5 verbs to get you started. You can use a whole different array of verbs to get and help you do some pretty cool things. Follow-up prompts are one of the most underused prompting technology that should be used when you're using prompt engineering. So these are some 7 follow-ups that you can use. The first one is clarify a concept. So when it explains something and there are words that come up, you can say follow-up, clarify this concept for me using this as a metaphor. You can go deeper into different things that it comes up with after your first prompt. You can ask it to estimate the impact, especially if you are doing a project plan. So plan my project and break down the first 10 steps for me to execute. A great follow-up prompt for every project planner out there. Number 5, provide me examples. So what's the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Provide me some examples. Once it does that, it really is useful to break it down using examples so that you can overlay some current examples that you have over some new topics that you're learning. Number 6, simplify this learning for me. Number 7, weigh pros and cons. Okay, that is AI chat. The next thing I want to talk about is image chat. And I'm going to show you some really cool images that I've created. If you haven't checked out the previous episode on how to create amazing images using Midjourney, I promise you it's going to be worth your while checking out that episode on YouTube, because you can see the images and you can see the prompts that I've used. So image accounts, there are different image accounts. There's Midjourney, there's DALL-E 2, there's Canva, there's Photoshop, there's Stable Diffusion. And I'm not going to get into all of them. I feel this is the next level from the AI chat. If you're just getting started, please just use the AI chat. This is for the people that want to do more and understand more. So there are 5 different ones that I think that are most useful to people right now. Canva is probably the most easiest to use, but you might not get the best results when it comes to images. Midjourney is probably the best when it comes to getting really good images like the one you see on the screen right now. But you can use Photoshop and you can use other ones to do some really cool things. So I'm giving you a few ideas here for you to start imagining. Imagine the future of your clients. What would an image like that look like? Imagine the current state of your audience. What are problems that they are dealing with and pain points they're dealing with right now that you can portray in an image? Number 3, what is it like to work with you? When someone's worked with you for the first time, can you recreate an image of what that would look like in their world? Okay, number 4, what does it look like to win in your world? Like, what does it look like to be a success after someone has bought your product? And 5, finally, what does it look like to embody the values that your business stands for? If you're a creative entrepreneur, you care about certain things and those values are really important. So can you imagine really interesting images that can embody the values that you stand for? Like, you can be specific for uniqueness, like you can create an image by specifying a style, like create it in a fusion style, create it in an animation style, create it in the style of Van Gogh. So that's another unique way of creating images, by specifying not only the style, but how it is created. The third is you can specify what's in the background and what's in the foreground. So if you're saying that if you're imagining an amazing business owner that is on a computer thinking about their next big project created by a Canon 600D camera with a photorealistic lens, and in the background you can see a bustling city, and in the foreground you can see the computers and the different machines they're working on. They're so happy in what they're making, which is the emotions of 4, and they're content with their creations. I want you to focus on the fact that they are making something unique and focus on their face, the emotions that is created by them being in that moment. That's me using the different 5 techniques to specify for uniqueness. I'm going to show you some examples before we move on to some of the other AI things that I use and some of the other AI tools. I'm going to open Discord. And if you're already an AI level 2, then you have access to my Midjourney and you should be able to see all the things that I create. But if I go and scroll up, and you have access to all these, including the prompts. So for example, here, a photorealistic portrait of a podcaster. So I'm actually saying, emphasize this as the focus and make sure that you focus on their piercing gaze, which has created this image. That's Midjourney, and that's the example of using Midjourney. Okay, so that's how I would structure prompts. The next thing I want to talk about are a few different AI tools that I work with. The first is Otter. Otter.ai does some amazing transcription work. You can put that in real time. You can put a file after it's done into Otter, and it's worth every penny. The second one is Descript. Descript is a really powerful editing tool that you can edit using text. So it'll transcribe the file just like Auto, and then you can use the transcription to edit. Remove these words, remove repeated sentences, remove ums and ahs. Really powerful AI tool that is really good for editing. Number 3, Notion AI is phenomenal, not only to keep notes, but to make summaries of the notes that you keep. And you can connect it to different other platforms and make connections between AI and the notes you keep. So Notion is really powerful for that. Number 4 is Video Snap. It is a tool we use for creating reels. When we get a podcast and we edit it, we put the edited version into Video Snap. It creates some B-roll and produces it and does some amazing work. So does Opus.pro, by the way. You can put a YouTube link into that and AI will detect clips and reels that you can use with the virality score of it going viral. And finally, number 6 is WriteFlow. So this is WriteFlow. It's a whole bunch of code that I've written. It's about maybe 2,000 lines of code. But what it does is it creates this really powerful tool, a menu here called WriteFlow AI that will do everything from ideating to creating content, doing your SEO, writing your emails, creating all your social, strategizing your business, doing all the podcast work, doing your sales, creating summaries, and even create some prompts that you can create some really, really powerful images and work from using ChatGPT. So it'll do a whole bunch of things. This is the input, and I'll ask it to do the Hydra breakdown. Now, I'm using the Hydra breakdown in particular because we spoke about this earlier in this episode. So you can put in any input, and it'll give you 7 problems to focus on. So video 1, struggling to scale. Here's why AI is your business's secret weapon. Video 2, feeling overwhelmed. There's 7 problem videos it's created. Then it's created 10 commandments. So the Creative Entrepreneur's commandment, embrace AI as your business ally. Video 2, commandment, nurture authentic connections for long-term success. So it's created the 10 problems, the 10 commandments, and then the 30 days in the life of, so behind the scenes, day in the life of an AI-driven creative entrepreneur. So it's created all that from one line of input. That's how powerful WriteFlow is. So those are some of the AI tools that I use. And if this is the first time you're watching or listening, I'm glad that you're here. Go to myailoveaffair.com and check out all the previous episodes, all our back catalogs, and join the 20 lessons. It's free. It's level 1. So aigeeks.co/level1 will take you to 20 free concepts and lessons and prompts that you can use right now in your business. So use that and join also the Discord community because there's a whole bunch of people in there. aigeeks.co/Discord. Until next time, love what you do what you love. Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to aigeeks.co/Discord. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI Geek. Until then, much love.